Hello, my name is Christian Raue and I would like to give you a short introduction about Regatta Hero. So we have the main screen of the app and very important, there's an option here where you can enter login data. So this is the information that you received from us when you initially sent an email to us asking for the login data. In this case, you have a name of the organization and very important, here you have to enter the admin passcode that we've sent to you. Once you've done that, you can log in. But maybe if you want to change the language setting, that's something you would do here. So we have German and English. So let's go back to the main menu and now we log in. So choosing the regatta is the first step. So in this case we have a demo regatta already prepared. So let me just go very quickly over those options here. The first two options is something that we already showed in the other video which we prepared for the participants of the regatta. So I don't want to go through this one more time. This option allows you to actually start the regatta and also select which course you want to race on. So we go through this later on. Let's go back to the back menu here. We also have the opportunity to do announcements to all boats. So this is actually very straightforward. You enter your text and then you post it. And then we'll go through track buoy using GPS later. I think the most important part is about the waypoints and the courses. So if you want to create new regattas and courses, you can do it here. You can simply type in whatever you want here and hit this button, and then it would be the name of the new regatta, and the same procedure here for a new course. So, well, we don't do it now since we already have a course, and that would be something which we can define more in detail using this dialog. In this case we have the test course, and you can see we have a start line, we have windward mark, we have leeward gate, we have one more windward mark and the finish line. So to make this more visible, you have the opportunity to use a web browser, and the URL you need for displaying this page is also included in the mail that you received from us. So in this case, we have a lake here in southern Germany, and you can see everything that we have on our definition here. You can also find this on the map. So we have a start line, we have windward marks, we have a leeward gate, and then we have a finish line here, and that's actually defined in the app. So if you want to work on a course, you need both the app and also a web browser. And for example, when I have a look at the start line here, I simply click here and you can see buoy 1 and buoy 2, and this is actually exactly what you see here. Always keep in mind that you have port side and starboard side. So in this case, you always have to look in the direction where you sail. So on the left side we have the port side, and on the right side we have the starboard side. And if I would change these two simply by switching it, then the arrow that you see here behind this label would point in the other direction. But in this case, of course, we want to start this direction. So this is how it's supposed to be. Then we have a windward mark, and you can see it says buoy 19. That's what we selected here. We also have a chance to select the type of mark. In this case, we have a buoy. And you can also define, how to round this buoy or this mark, and that would be either automatic. So the algorithm tries to find out what would be the normal way to round this mark, and you can also have it explicitly set, saying counterclockwise or clockwise, or simply by passing it. So that's a special mode where you don't have to round the mark, but you kind of pass along it. Now we have the leeward gate, and obviously the type is gate, so we need again two buoys to define this mark, and again starboard and port side has to be correct. And then we do one more turn, go up to the windward one more time, so it's windward 2, and then we have a finish line. Of course, again, port side and starboard side has to be correct, so in this case the blue arrow points in the direction downward. So that would be it. Of course we can change all this, but not for the time being, and just promise to show you this feature. So if you have a buoy, maybe this buoy number 3 that we see here, and if you have a motorboat out there, what you can do, you can actually drive to the buoy and use this option, and then you would select buoy 3, and then you would hit this button here. The second you do that, it will update the GPS position exactly to the point where the smartphone is. So obviously I'm not doing it now because then this buoy will be somewhere else. So I just go back, but that's interesting to know that you can use the map or you can use the motorboat to point to the location. The other thing that you can do here is actually also very interesting. You can attach a smartphone to this buoy and simply leave the switch on all the time for like hours, and then you have a smart buoy, and it will automatically reflect any sway of the buoy will be reflected here in the map. It's a very nice feature, and usually you just buy a very cheap smartphone, put it in the waterproof bag, and then you can simply attach it to the buoy. Don't forget to bring it back when the regatta is over. Yeah, so let's work a little bit here on the map editor. There's a switch here which you can switch on. It says edit buoys, and then you can, for example, change the name of the buoy. You can also copy and paste from Google Maps the GPS coordinate in a decimal way. You can maybe have a larger sway here, so put this to 40. So there's nothing wrong with doing a big sway. And then you would put set buoy here, and then that would be a larger sway here. Of course, this buoy right now is not even part of the course, so let's change that. So we go back to the app, go to define waypoints, select our test course, and then we simply want, after the last windward mark, we want to add one more, so I'll do a plus here, and yeah, I want to insert a waypoint, and I can give it a name. Actually, I'm just gonna call this test buoy. Not very innovative, but anyway, and of course I also have to tell it buoy number 3, so I have to select it here from the list, and then I can submit that. And you see that's immediately reflected that on the web browser. And now the sailors have to go around this buoy before they go to the finish line. And of course, again, if you change this, then obviously everything will also change. Of course, in the same way you can change all the other settings here, or delete and add more marks to the course. So that's actually very easy to understand. Just keep in mind that those symbols here you only see if none of those is open. So if it's open, then you have to work here and then you close it again, and then if you want to add or delete a mark, you can do it then. Okay, well that would be pretty much it for these settings. And now I think it's important to see how you actually start a regatta. In this case, you have to act as a race officer. The other thing is, by the way, if you want to be both a race officer and a participant of the regatta, then of course you would have to edit this data here. So, for example, put this to USA 11, and the team name, I have to change that to Raue maybe. The boat class, catamaran sailors, I have a F16, and the handicap. And of course you can have different handicap system here. The sailing club, and the boat name, actually mine is called Viper, and correct it. So that would be basically it. And once I've done that, I can actually already participate in the regatta. But that's only because I have two roles. I'm a sailor in the regatta, and of course, and that's the reason why I'm going to the back menu, to the home menu here, is I also want to act as a race officer. So if I click on this, you see this switch here allows you to lock the controls just to make sure that you do not accidentally do any changes while the regatta is actually on the way. Well, we have a variety of different options you can use. So those of you who are familiar with Kangaroo regattas, that's something you can activate here. That is obviously a way how different boats have their own individual starting time, and the app is actually calculating what the individual start time of each boat is if you do a Kangaroo start. We can also do time race. So in this case, a time race means that there's actually no finishing line, but you simply sail for maybe like 60 minutes or something, and that is something you can define here, the race duration. We come back to those options later, and if you combine Kangaroo and time regatta, which is actually very popular, at least in Germany, then you can not only define the duration for the regatta of a yardstick or whatever your base of your handicap is, and you can also define the highest handicap here. So obviously it would take a little bit longer to explain this in detail, but that's basically the settings that you need for Kangaroo and time-based regatta. So I'll go back to this. But now we make it very easy, and we simply do a very plain regatta which has a start line and a finishing line, and of course a course. And the course you can define here. So for example, if you have changing winds, you could have a eastward course and a westward course, and just minutes before the regatta you could change it here. So this is very flexible. In this case, so we go for the test course, and you can make your selection what kind of preparatory flag you want to use. And usually you have like a warning time of 5 minutes, but like for trainings regatta, stuff like this, you might want to cut it down to 3 minutes. So leave it with 4 minutes. And now the rest actually is where it controls the regatta. And see, you have an orange flag here, which you have to set first before you can actually start the regatta. So usually you have to do this at least 5 minutes before the warning time begins. And so that would be something you can do. Simply have to click it here. And so what I'm going to do before I actually start this, I'm going to unzoom this map. It's interesting because you can see all the boats, you can see the flags, and also, by the way, this is actually a new feature. You can get information about the course that you set. So like what's the heading to the next mark and distance to the next mark, total distance, stuff like this, and then of course what type of marks you have. Okay, so now let's get started. The one thing that I'm also doing now is I'm creating a boat here. Actually, I'm simulating a boat which would start. It's only one boat. So this is something that I will do in a few seconds. But now, first of all, I put up the orange flag. You can see that the orange flag is already set up also on the web browser, and you already heard that in the background that there is a acoustic signal. That's important for the sailors which carry the app maybe in their life vest, of course in a waterproof bag, so they can hear the announcements. They don't have to actually look at the app. And okay, so like let's assume we have 5 minutes gone. Now we would set the class flag, which actually triggers the 5 minutes. So I will do that. Now we can see
5 minutes to start.
Yeah, and you can see that we have the one boat, which is actually our own boat. So we are basically the only boat racing in this demo regatta here. And we also see that if I move this here, you can see there's the boat, which is going to move later on. And actually, I'm going to start moving the boat now by starting the simulator that I have for this. And now you can see that the boat is moving, kind of traveling close to the start line in the next 4 minutes. So we can see we're coming down to the 4-minute signal, and I'm gonna just be silent for a moment so you can hear the signal, the voice command.
4 minutes to start.
Okay, now I have to kind of wait. And maybe we do a fast forward here so we get all the way to the 1-minute signal. So I'm just gonna wait for that. So we're now getting to the 1-minute signal. You can see that the flags are set up appropriately.
1 minute to start.
So actually I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit more so we can watch the start.
50 seconds to start. 40 seconds to start.
So it's counting down the last seconds.
30 seconds to start. 20 seconds to start. 15 seconds to start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So start was not too bad. You can see on the app that we have the signals for early start, so general recall and single recall, which will disappear, of course, after a while. And so we have a good race now, and you can see that we have some options left here. So of course we could simply cancel the race. I would only cancel the race if you really don't need any kind of an evaluation or result. Usually the regatta runs all the way until all the boats pass the finish line after they did all the marks in the course. If you want to finish early, because maybe one boat doesn't make it, you can put up the blue flag. And if you put down the blue flag, you can end the regatta.
Race completed.
So what's happening now is after a few seconds, you receive the preliminary results. Obviously, we have an NSC here because we never made it to the finish line in this demo, but all the other participants will also get the results and then immediately know who won the regatta. And it's also using the handicap information to do the scoring. I think there's one more thing left, is that I have this options button. There are a lot of options here. Even if you have not selected Kangaroo or Time Regatta, you can set the flag A and the flag H. If you don't want requirement for live west, then you can switch off this flag. You can end tracking infos or stop tracking infos, so the sailor does not see a lot of the information that the app actually has. And some more stuff important maybe here. You can set an auto start, so like maybe every Saturday or a Friday, you can set a time where the regatta is starting automatically. Yeah, so that's just a quick impression here. Up here you have the, you can go back to the announcement that was made, and this is maybe also interesting, so you can even click on this here and you see the same result that you have on the web browser, also here in the small web browser as a replay, so you can actually see what was happening. You have the slider here and you see that the boat is actually, I mean, the slider moves automatically, but I'm just doing it a little bit quicker here now. So that's something you can also do, and this feature can also be suppressed. So if you don't want people to see the regatta doing the regatta, then there's an option to switch that off. Okay, so that would be it. And well, yeah, let's go back to the main menu. If you don't want the announcement to appear anymore, you simply go in this dialog and delete it. And maybe you want to say that is it for the day, let's have a beer or something. That maybe is something you want to post to everybody. If you do that, then they will all get
new announcement.
This announcement here, and okay, I delete this. And it's also important at the end of the regatta, you want to leave the regatta, you want to switch off the tracking, so that's something you do with this button. Yeah, well, that's basically all. And the very last step would be then to log out, and then you're done for the day. Well, okay. This is a quick introduction about the features that we have with Regatta Hero. Important information is the system is for free, so all you have to do is send us an email, and we send you the passcodes you need to actually log in to the app and to the web browser. So thanks a lot for now, and hope to see you soon somewhere on the water.